BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and I'm joined alongside Gross the Boss, and we're back this morning, fine morning, to discuss some more boxing, man. We're going to be talking and giving you an update on Errol Spence and his new medical reports and details that have been divulged, and we're going to talk about his next two opponents that also have been revealed. So we'll discuss everything Errol Spence for a little bit of this morning. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. And let me head on out to Gross the Boss to get this thing started.
Dazn Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. He stayed out before he said he was not.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. Good morning to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. Yeah, man. A little update on Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Let you know what's going on with him, who's next in line for him, and also some of the injuries that came from his car crash. But glad to know that Errol Spence is okay, and hopefully to see him back in the ring soon. Good morning, Ness.
Bueno dia. So, it's funny that of all places, the update comes from the WBC convention, the 57th annual convention that was held in Cancun, Mexico. And, the update itself comes from Mauricio Suleiman, who was speaking at the convention and revealed to everyone in attendance what the paperwork had said. And according to Suleiman, Spence suffered just a solitary broken tooth. And obviously, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? At first it was just lacerations to the face. And now we're finding out it's a broken tooth. But even still, those are like very minuscule, when thinking about what could have possibly happened. So definitely a savage, as he suggested. But they also rolled out the mandatories. And Earl's mandatory became Danny Garcia. Now, interesting about that is obviously the Porters were on hand. And there's a strong possibility that we can have Danny versus Sean all over again for another vacant title. Remember when Keith was injured, they, made him emeritus and allowing Sean and Danny to fight for the title. So Danny was their number one silver champion, and he becomes their mandatory now, and Sean gets moved in the first place, being their number one now. So if Earl is not available, they might just go ahead and do Danny versus Porter again. And this was me and Ken Porter talking, overlooking the Mexican beach. So this is not me assuming. This is him telling me, what can possibly go down. So, before we move on to the IBF mandatory, how do you think it'll play out for the WBC? And what do you think of Ken Porter's, I guess, hope, right? It's more hoping than anything.
Yeah, I think it's Ken Porter perfect world, I don't know how likely that is to happen. But I mean, from like all the reports, lacerations and a broken tooth, so it shouldn't be out that long if everything
Yeah,
to
but
script.
you gotta figure he's in pain, bro. Like, just because you don't have any, like, I mean, you were whipped around. Like, I feel like you gotta be in some sort of pain.
I mean, maybe he is, and we'll see. And we'll see when the year draws closer. But I firmly expect to see Danny Garcia and Errol Spence sometime next year for the title. I don't know about Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. I think that's something that we already seen. I know it's probably like the worst case scenario, but I don't know if they do that again. Hopefully, may see Ugas maybe get a title chance at one of those titles. You know what I'm saying? Not Danny and Sean again.
I believe Ugas got dropped in the rankings. Not very far, or didn't move. Pretty sure, man. Ken had the screenshot. I don't have it. I'm pretty sure it's on the website though. And yeah, man, even Josecito moved up. So, according to Suleiman, Spence has to make his first title defense against the WBC silver champion Danny Garcia. He was their number one ranked silver champ. And after that, he will make his mandatory IBF defense. Now,
I could. Can you say the dude name?
Kudratillo Abdukakhorov.
Yeah.
So those
Abdukakhorov.
are like Abdukakhorov. He fought well versus Luis Collazo, but I felt he was undergunned. So if Luis could walk him down with one hand and, roll with the shots, pretty sure Earl's going to be able to walk him down. But we don't know what version of Earl we're going to get. And that's why I think Ken Porter's idea might happen. Because if you're Earl, do you really want to go straight into a Danny fight off of this without knowing if you're 100%?
I would rather him go to the IBF. I know the WBC come first, but if he could get like some kind of exemptions and do the IBF first, I think that's like I think he's a tune-up for Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I seen him against Collazo. If Collazo would have cut off the ring, I think he would have had a little bit more success. And Errol Spence being the body puncher that he is, and the way he cut off the ring, I think Abdukakhorov is just a matter of time before Errol Spence gets to him.
Yeah, I agree, man. But who do you know? Who's Abdul with? I guess Top Rank or what?
He's with Top Rank or he's with Aegis Clemens. You know what I'm saying? He's like one of those Middle Eastern kind of guys. So most of them are with Aegis Clemens. You know what I'm saying? So.
And how? Well, I guess you kind of answered that, right? I mean, I'm on the skeptical side about Earl being able to return as early as we once believed, due to everything that just took place.
Yeah,
they were talking January.
I don't expect him back in January now. I was thinking more of the March April timeline.
Yeah, March, April, man. I don't know. You see, I mean, I guess something like that you got to assume is a possibility, being as though they're reporting very minuscule injuries. But I don't know.
I mean, until we see Earl and Earl have like a sit down conversation with somebody or does an interview and he says that he's okay, that he's 100%, he's not feeling any effects of the crash, or he says something like, my versus of, well, my back is a little tender, I might have to take a little time off, or something like that. Until we see Earl come out and say anything, a lot of this stuff is just us, saying, wishing or hoping that he comes back, or not quite sure if he's going to come back or not. So, a lot of leeway there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming because of the accident and stuff like that, mandatories. There's just no rush now for another unification. I wonder what these guys do in the interim. Do they both just wait on Earl? Or does, Abdukakhorov wait to hear the Garcia fight announced? Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a waiting game now.
I mean, we've seen, with the IBF before, so if Earl is injured and can, take care of that mandatory, then they'll probably mandate or do an interim title with the WBC. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out.
The new rumored date, according to a World Boxing News article for the Danny fight, is possibly set to take place over the summer. So that's a long time from now.
Yeah, it's definitely a long time. If they talking about over the summertime, wow. Maybe it's a little bit more tender than we.
And that's what I'm saying, man.
Suspect.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he bruised the fuck up. I'm pretty sure he got some road rash. If you get thrown from a car, you got a t-shirt on. You gotta have some nice strawberries. Like if you was in a motorcycle accident, that takes time to heal before you can actually start throwing punches. That scab is continuously breaking and breaking, especially if it's on a flex part. I don't know, man. Summer sounds about right, but that's why, again, I think that listen. Sean was there all the days, and then he left. He left Thursday, but Ken stood. And Ken was telling me that things almost went his way up until Don got up and started. Don King got up and went down memory lane and fucked everything up. Then they had to recess and go back. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, if Earl can't fight till June, which is the summer, right? Summer doesn't start till Labor Day weekend, right? Or is it Memorial Day weekend? Memorial Day weekend. So that's the end of May, the last week of May. So that's the first week of June. So we're talking June, and we're in November. We're about to be in November. I don't see anything wrong with 2 top 5 fighters battling it out for the vacant while Earl's in emeritus. And if he comes back in the summer and he wants that smoke, it's all there for him, right?
I mean, yeah, sounds like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? He said Ken was there, so he might have get his little 2 cents in too. So I mean, and Sean did have a damn good close fight with Errol Spence. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not. I wasn't a big fan of the Danny Garcia and Sean Porter previous fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just a little bit lackluster to me. But I just want to see somebody. I wouldn't mind seeing Danny in like Ugas or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like give me something that I haven't seen before. But I totally.
Danny Ugas for a vacant though. Would you treat it the same?
I was just about to say that, but I totally respect what the WBC is doing. I see how they're doing Sean, unlike the IBF not dropping him out the rankings, not getting rid of him how the IBF did. So I can respect it, man. I guess it's just me being spoiled as a boxing fan because you got 2 of the top 5 in the division fighting each other. What about Sean and Keith? Did Keith had the title at one time, so he can hopefully come back and get it again, right?
Now, that's something they could do, but, Keith said it clearly on this show, and shout out to Keith for coming back even after the loss. But he said it, only thing worth fighting through this surgery is Pacquiao rematch. So I respect that for Keith, you know what I mean? Look, no need in...
Keith had the title at one time, so he can hopefully... He ain't getting that Pacquiao rematch, bro. I don't know how likely that fight gonna be.
No, listen, I know he's not, right? But what he's telling you is that's the only thing that's going to make him rush his rehabilitation. That's all. That's all.
Oh, okay. I wasn't saying on rushing. I was thinking more on the lines of he said he won't be back to like next year. Well, he probably have to
Yeah, but that's what he told us, that he won't be back till
tune-up.
next year without exactly. He said the only way I'm not taking a tune-up is if I'm getting Pacquiao rematch. So, look, I don't mind Danny Porter again. I didn't think it was a boring fight, and I think they'll both know each other now. I think Porter also learned something about himself and gained many fans for his fight with Earl, and he might just continue that sort of fighting style from now on because he's seen that it's a fan favorite for him. But
we need to get Bob Arum to petition the WBC. Have good tears that vacant title. If Earl got
listen, it's very simple. They did it for Lomachenko, and that's what I'm telling you. Are they treating Bob? Is Bob treating Terrence the way that he's treating Lomachenko and the way that he's treating Tyson Fury? Is Terrence getting that treatment? Because they did petition, and guess what happened? Lomachenko, the darling, got a vacant title shot. So, they could absolutely go to the WBC, who they are now clearly aligned with, and say, listen, they're making it difficult for us. Make this fight. The same way that Tyson Fury went to the WBC and said, listen, you seen I won that fight. And they said, no, we're going to mandate a rematch at 50-50. So the WBC at times steps in and plays fair, and Crawford could definitely play up to them, chummy up, and get them to work with them. But I respect what he said, but things like what he said yesterday might not make it happen.
Definitely gonna get it at what he said.
Well, no, because Wilder has said some things, and the WBC has asked him not to say it, and he still says it.
Wilder's been a long reigning WBC champion. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I think Crawford been WBC champion once at 140. I don't think he was at 135.
No, listen.
He was a unified, but wasn't WBC.
You got to remember, man, if Mauricio's sitting there telling you that he gave the emeritus status to this guy for 2 gold medals and his achievements, and that's why he gave it to Canelo, well, then he will totally be willing. Like, Crawford is one of those guys that falls into a fighter that has a bunch of accolades that the WBC would love to have as an ambassador of their brand. That's what that's all about. That's what that's all about, getting those recognizable champions to wear that WBC belt, hence making the younger fighters want to pay those sanctioning bodies, those fees. They're only, ensuring their survival. But
longevity.
Yeah. I'm going to continue with these sponsors and head on out to any calls that we might have.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Boxingworks.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen, get the sharpest knife, and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good?
What up, champ?
Good morning, TVV. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Ness.
What up?
It's crazy, man. He survived that shit. I mean, when I watched the video, that shit was tumbling down the street. Like some tumbleweed, but he made it, and he, only a broken tooth. He's lucky. He's probably just, going through that shock stage, too. Just like, you almost lost your life. I see why he hasn't posted any videos. Yeah, he probably don't give a fuck about no one else but his family right now. So, to that, congrats to him. But if something bad happens to the extent of him having to vacate his belt and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to get there. I think this dude will be ready 100%. anybody who jumps out of that shit, they still want to stick in the gun. They ain't like Keith Thurman. Now Keith Thurman, I respect him. I mean, yeah, he got his injury, but Errol Spence don't seem like the type to really want to get that full 100% recovery. Just like Deontay Wilder, he didn't get no full 100% recovery. He went in there. So no complaints. He's the type of person, no complaints. Errol Spence and Deontay. And that's my common boomerang back in.
All right, Dominic in Seattle. Thanks for calling in, Mr. PBC. We going out too. Mr. CYP. Talk to me, California. Wake up.
What up, CYP?
Come to me, the next caller.
Brandon in Cincinnati. Talk to us.
What up, B?
Top of the world to you gentlemen, man. Good morning. Good news. Same news we pretty much heard a couple weeks ago, that it was only a broken tooth and some scrapes. So it's good to, hear that again. As far as the, mandatories and shit, I'm cool with them. Softer touch fights, getting back into, the groove of things. I don't think, Danny's that tough an opponent for Errol to where he can't beat him coming off, some minor injuries. I think Errol's that much better than him. So, if he can maybe push it back a couple months.
Yo, but y'all keep saying minor injuries, all right? Let's just think about a person that gets in a car accident and doesn't suffer any lacerations to the face, any broken teeth. They just get hit with the airbag, and they still go to therapy, and they still telling their doctor, my neck hurts when I sleep or when I get up. They get whiplash. I mean, that's why people have lawsuits after car accidents, because they're fucked up forever. Like, we don't know. Like, we thinking obviously optimistic, but we're forgetting that he was ejected from the car. It's not a normal car accident. A normal car accident still requires physical therapy. People still having lawsuits over it just because they back ain't the same. So imagine my man being ejected. I don't know. I think that we need to give him some time to see where he's at. Before we think about him hitting the pads, we got to see how good he could walk.
I mean, that's true too, Ness, but you're right. But you got to also remember, everybody in a world-class athlete who take a beating for a living. So and I just think he's that much better than Danny Garcia. Maybe not in January, but maybe March, April, he'll be ready to beat Danny Garcia. And what's Danny going to do? He's going to wait. Unless he can get a Pacquiao fight, he ain't going to do nothing but wait, because he wants the payday. So I like the game plan, man. Go ahead and get 2 soft touches and Danny and the top-ranked dude, because I think both of them like tune-ups for Errol. Then get back to 100%, and we can get this unification with Bud Crawford popping. So, yeah, go ahead and rest up Errol and get these 2 cats out the way, and then get
that
to
unification ain't happening until like 21, man. Just with these 2 mandatories alone and his injury, if they talking about Danny in the summer, and that's them being optimistic that Errol's coming back that quick, that leaves him one more fight.
But that fight not gonna happen. It's gonna happen at 154. That's the
you think Crawford? I don't think Crawford going to 54.
Nah, I don't think he is either.
Yeah, no, that fight will happen at 47. It's just gonna be 21.
I think it happened at 47.
Nah, you gotta remember, Earl is running out of opponents with Canelo moving up to 75. He took away that super fight for Earl, So yeah, I see people trying to big up the Julian Williams, but that's not a super fight.
Canelo's not staying at 175, Dennis.
He ain't got to stay at 175, but by going up to 75, he more likely to stay at 68.
He not staying at 68 either.
Shit, you forgot Gilberto Ramirez is there? Like, you forget that he only fights twice a year, and in 1 year he fought Liam Smith and Amir Khan. Like, he could easily fight Kovalev and Gilberto Ramirez and go to sleep, chilling. Like, what you talking about, player? All Mexican affair? What?
I think he goes back down to 160 and fight Gennady next year.
Bruh, he's the boss. He gonna make Gennady come up to 68 and fight him. What are you talking about?
I think Gennady's more at a
bruh, who's the zone gonna side with when he tells the zone, look, man, I just beat Kovalev at 75. I'm not going back down to 60 to give Gennady an advantage. It's going to be taking too much out of me to drop that weight again. We can meet at 168. It's fair. He's never moved up his entire career. John Skipper's gonna say, you're right.
And then you can run the risk of Gennady being actually stronger at 160.
Yeah, great. You mean slower.
I think Canelo fights Gennady at 160.
Hey, man, I doubt it. You know, it would be unwise of him to move up and down the way that he does, because it's not good. You know, it's just not good to be trying to, you know, lose all that weight, then gain all that weight, then lose all that weight. I don't know. I've never heard that being the right thing to do, but we'll see. Let's keep these lines moving. We got Donald in Richmond, California. Talk to me.
What's going on, y'all?
Morning.
Man, the situation with Spence is really not a good situation, because he put in all that work to get those 2 belts, and then it's unfortunate that this accident happened. But now he's a 2 belt holder. He's got 2 mandatories. Behind the scenes, if I'm Danny Garcia and if I'm the IBF mandatory, if I'm Danny, I'm behind the scenes pushing to try to get the belt taken away from Spence to get a vacant title shot against Ugis or against Porter, to where I can try to get the belt. Or I'm also pushing to force him to fight in January. That way I could get him in a vulnerable position. And maybe if I can get him to fight in January, I can beat him, because he's not going to be at 100%. But, I mean, that's not right and it's not fair, but it's a business, it's boxing. And, you know, when you out in a battlefield and your opponent is wounded, you know, you get him out. When you in the ring and you hit the guy with a shot and you see his legs fold a little bit, you go in for the kill and you get him out. You don't let him recover. So that's a very unfortunate situation. And you got to also think, with all of what Crawford's going back and forth with Spence trying to get the fight, if that other guy, the IBF mandatory, if he's with Top Rank, you got to think Bob is going to be behind the scenes trying to do some shady shit too, and try to force the IBF to strip Spence, try to force the mandatory, you know. So it's like it's a lot of stuff.
Cut it.
CYP.
All right. I'm cooking. I want to say good morning to everybody. Everybody in the world listening. You know it's the best show. Keep this shit going. But listen, Ugas had fought in the title eliminator for WBC. So that he was saying he was supposed to be the mandatory. I told y'all it was going to be Danny Garcia. It is, because Danny Garcia is number 1, and he had the little silver belt, whatever. The problem is, let's be honest, the WBC usually does not like to let a person get 2 shots at a title within a year plus time span. Sean Porter just had his shot. They just took Ugas' shot away because he already had his less than a year ago. So they was looking for a reason not to give it to him, gave it to Danny. Now you're talking about having a fight between Danny and Porter for WBC belt. I'm telling you right now, Porter could beat Danny Garcia. They don't like that scenario. If he beats him and has to fight Earl again, that don't do shit for Earl to beat Sean Porter again. It doesn't do nothing for him. It does everything for Porter, don't get me wrong. But it don't do shit. Don't do shit for Errol Spence. That's not even something they're looking forward to. So I don't see that fight happening between Porter and Garcia, because honestly, Porter could beat him at this time. Right now, Porter's a beast right now. He could beat Danny right now. No, let's be real here. So what I'm thinking is this. This is the perfect time for Crawford to get involved with either a Porter fight or a Danny fight on something along them lines, because one of them two win, then Team Spence and the WBC and everybody in the goddamn world gonna be like, yo, you run it with one of them two for that WBO belt. That's what we want to see.
Cut it.
John, that one white boy, Vegas, talk to me. No,
What
Texas,
up,
Texas.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Man, there's people. I'd like to see Porter fight Spence again. It was a good fight, but it's not going to happen. There's a couple people in the chat saying that Spence needs to chill out with the drinking. Man, what you think he does when he's in camp? That fool don't drink. He's one of the most disciplined cats in the when he does do the training camp. My bad. But anyways, he ain't got a drinking problem. He was just drinking and drove. Everybody does that. I mean, probably not everybody, but anyways, I'd like to see the fight. The Danny fight's all right, I guess. I don't really want to see it, honestly. Spence going to mop him up. But Anyways, that's my call.
All right, John, thanks for calling in. We got Troy in Baltimore. Bueno dia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, before I get on, you did a good job in Mexico, man. I like those interviews.
Appreciate it, brother.
You did a good job while you were down there, huh?
I said I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, now as far as Spence, I'm just going to look at the human side and say if he was blessed enough to survive, I would say take some time off, man. Take 6 months. I think the rule in boxing is when you get stopped in a fight, you have to sit down for 3 months. So just add another just add another 3 months to that, and then come back sometime around July. Because honestly, there's no big rush to come back. Because number one, you have to heal physically. Then there's a thing that you really have to get with your family and maybe speak on some things and just heal, because you don't really know what's not working. I was in a car accident. My truck flipped 4 times. I'm stubborn, and I still suffer from aches and pains and all that 20 years later, right? So take some time off and come back. You know, the hell with these fans that want to see you right now. It's a sport. The sport going to be there. When you come back, you'll be just as big, and you do what you need to do. That's about it. But, you know, I like this more calmness and all that. And Mike.
What up, Troy? Talk to me.
Good, man. You know, what's going on with the wheelchair thing, man, the wheelchair league? You ever gave that any thought?
Yeah, but not really, man. I got other things in
I
my
just
life
do it
that
myself, man. I'm gonna find a way to get it started on my own, man. And if you want to get involved, cause see, there's a bunch of folks out there I really think you can help. Not just those in wheelchairs, but folks with heart issues that might still want to get into it, but they can't stand up and do it. But I think they can get cleared by their doctors. And you know, honestly, I just think you're missing out on the fact that you could start something and then touch a whole bunch of people, because there's a whole bunch of folks from Hollywood out there in wheelchairs, ex-boxers, ex-this, ex-that, and you could start something, man. You could be the Marcus Garvey or something.
Yeah. I plan on being a Marcus Garvey or something. Probably not that.
Just not that. All right, brother. All right, y'all have a good day.
All right,
I actually like this calmness. I'm waiting for him to say something.
Nah, man, nothing slick to say, champ. Rod in the 870. What up, do
What up, Rod?
What up, man? What up, guys? Good morning. Hey, I think you guys are onto something with the Errol Spence thing. It's funny because my wife and I we always go to this place to get food, and Errol Spence is a big fan of this place, and he actually does events there for the guy. They're pretty good friends, and you know, he was kind of he didn't say anything, but he was kind of hinting around that, you know, it's a little more serious than what people put on, but he wouldn't go into detail, or he wouldn't really say anything. You know, I just asked him if he knew when Earl was going to come back, because I said it's just funny to me that they had him in ICU for over a week. They don't keep you in there for over a week unless they checking for something. They keep an eye on your organs or just anything like that, you know, to hold you in there for 7 to 9 or 10 days. So, you know, hopefully he come back in March, and I think you're right, Mike. He should take on the IBF challenge first to, you know, kind of get himself together, and then go with Danny Garcia, Sean Porter after that. That's my call.
Yeah, because that dude
gonna beat the shit out of the IBF dude.
That Malaysian dude is pretty small. You know,
the one who fought Colazo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna fuck him up.
He's Malaysian by Uzbek or something, but he's pretty small for Earl, because he was small for Colazo. So he gonna be small for Earl, man. Small for Earl. T Plums talked up. Hold on, T Plums. Hold on. Josh in New Orleans, talk to me.
What up, Josh?
Yeah, what up? Good morning. Ness, I like your interviews and holding WBC president to he had to get up out of there. I missed the beginning of the show. So I don't know if you guys gave any updates. Did you?
Well, yeah, Mauricio said at the convention that allegedly the report that he received says that Earl only suffered a broken tooth and, you know, scrapes it and, you know, to the face. So All PBC had put out was lacerations to the face. So the tooth is new to me, even though Brandon says he heard that like 2 weeks ago.
Well, okay, I've been know about the tooth, so he definitely missing a few of them, and he will have to get that fixed. He will have to pay some money for that grill. For them scratches to the face, I heard it was lacerations or something.
Yeah.
And from what my wife told me that stuff like that, depending on how serious they are, they can develop as scars. And he definitely need to time out the rain to let them things heal up. So when he getting hit or what have you, they won't reopen or recut. And I'm only speculating. I haven't seen him or anything. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I definitely want Errol to take this time to do whatever he need to do to make sure he 100%. So whenever he fight like the Bud Crawfords of the world or weak ass Danny Garcia, there's no reason why he's not up to par or anything. So definitely take the time he needs to. Unfortunately, it will push the fight I've been waiting on Crawford back further and further, but I still want Spence to be 100%. Like I said, great interviews in Mexico. I ain't got too much to say about it. Good job. Thank you.
So now Danny weak, huh? All
He
right.
been with.
Yeah, now he been weak. No, I hear you, bro. We gonna see. Yo, they trying to play Danny, man, and that's who said that? Who put this post the other day? What fighter was it? Fuck, man. I think we just talked about it yesterday too, man. Fighter putting out a post where it's like, people didn't believe in me and I did it, Even Beltran, I think, put that out this morning, man. Only his manager, Steven Feder, believed in him. And look, Beltran became a world champ. Like, you know how many times we done counted Beltran out? And Beltran ain't Danny Garcia. My man just counting Danny out, huh?
Oh, Danny not beating Errol, bro.
You don't know who Danny could beat.
Danny not beating Errol.
Man, you
Check
crazy
it right
as
now.
hell. You don't know
Danny
who Danny could beat.
is not beating Errol.
You
Not,
don't know
no
who
way,
Danny
no
could
how.
beat. You don't know who Danny could beat.
I got a pretty good feeling that he can't beat Errol.
Yeah.
My feeling, though.
Well, I mean, I ain't see Porter walk through Danny, and I ain't see Earl have any easier fight with Porter than Danny did. So I don't know what you talking about. I see a bunch of dudes on the same level.
I thought Porter beat Danny, and it wasn't even like a controversial or like that. I thought Porter won that fight easily, and me and you picked Danny before that fight, so.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he didn't walk through him. He didn't make it look like he ain't belong. And so I don't know. But it's all good. I mean, look, that ain't even this show. I mean, it is this show, actually. It is this show. Earl is supposed to fight Danny. So, yeah, nah, man. I don't know. I seen Porter hitting Earl with some shit that Danny hit him with. We gonna see. We gonna see. And I seen Earl hurt by other people. Like, African dudes and shit that we never even seen in the ring before. So like, we gonna see is all I'm saying. Like, the betting line will probably have Earl a favorite, which he should be. He's a bigger man. He should be able to walk down the flat-footed Danny. But it's all about what's gonna happen when you get punched. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna react the same? Let's see him get hit. And remember, Danny's allegedly a smaller dude moving up, but he's still considered a puncher. People still walking out of fights with him saying that they've been hit the hardest when they fought Danny. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested. I'm sure, again, that Earl will be the favorite. But with so many people giving Danny Garcia credit for his punching power, I'm interested to see how those punches land on Earl. T Plums, talk to me.
What up, T Plums? Who you got, Danny or Earl?
What's up, fellas? I got Earl over Danny. But I don't think it's gonna be easy though. But because all these welterweights, they're elite, so it ain't gonna be no easy fight in my opinion. But my thing is, I'm just hoping about this whole injury thing. I don't know. I'm not making light of the situation at all, but it looked like it's some type of welterweight curse or something. Once they unify, they get injured, and then based on Keith Thurman, they take a real long layoff, and they come back and they look suspect. So I don't want Earl to take a super long layoff because I don't want that same pattern, but I don't want him to rush back into it. And there was an interview with Jamal Charlo. I don't know. I don't remember who it was by. What he was saying was insinuating that before when Earl was in the hospital, he was insinuating. He didn't say this directly, but he was insinuating that he was kind of down emotionally, but he's probably out of that now. That's what he said, but I don't know. That's just speculation.
All right, T Plum. Thanks for calling in, big dog.
What is he talking about?
He said something about Jamal. Said he was still a little bit down when he seen him in the hospital. So hopefully he's not down anymore. I guess that's what he's saying.
I mean, I seen Jamal out there. It was like people was asking him, and he was like, "Nah, man, he good, you know." So I don't know, but you know, that's what you got to say. We going to Kansas City, Mac. Talk to me.
What up, KC, Mac?
Yo. Appreciate y'all. Early one. Know what y'all doing. I constantly gotta pay homage. Ness, you need to stop that. You know that man ain't beating no Errol, man. Errol, let me get the name right because I've been saying it wrong. Errol. Danny too flat-footed for this level, man. I ain't seen that man fought in ages. Where he at? He ain't even hurt. Where his daddy at? You need to stop it with that Danny, man. Too flat-footed. Where he been at, man? Everybody else been fighting.
Same thing, bro.
What happened with Robert Easter and Granados yesterday, man?
He just a little bit
I don't want to hear about no Robert Easter. Ain't on this level either, man. He ain't on that level, man. He too long.
And Danny showed you he wasn't on that level. Did Robert?
Okay, I give you that one.
Or did Robert make it competitive? Or did Robert make it competitive?
Danny fought him at 147. We all know
lights out.
We all know
lights out.
Best weight is 140.
Lights out.
So
people out here still struggling. People out here still struggling with Brandon Rios. They still out here struggling with Brandon Rios. Danny Garcia. Lights out. Yeah.
Where these guys at, man? We talking about on this level.
Danny retiring them. Danny retiring them. Danny retiring him.
Humberto Soto.
After Danny destroyed Matisse ain't been nothing but a paper mache doll.
But the impact went after him. You know what?
After Danny touched Thurman, Thurman been in and out the hospital. After Danny touched Rios, he's been done.
Thurman was in a car accident.
Yo, the only one that hasn't declined after a fight with Danny is Sean Porter. The only one. Zab Judah got a taste with the left and the right. Went down both ways.
Thurman did not decline after he fought Garcia.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Tell that to Josecito Lopez, who just moved up in the rankings, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. CK and Cincy.
Hey. What up, man?
What's going on, brother? Good morning.
Man, hey, I think it's over for Earl, man.
Whoa. Why?
Because he ain't, you know, they just telling us, trying to tell us what we want to hear. They not giving us the truth. Because, you know, when all our greats, we lose to the game, man. You know what I mean? And he was at the pinnacle. He was at the number one. He was like Tupac, and that's when it was over. I think it's over, man, because you don't think he would have made an appearance on Instagram?
I mean, remember, he did make an appearance, and they made him take it down. You know, they want to control the image. He made an appearance ASAP.
How many bad
because I'm worried about his fake, the laceration.
Huh?
Listen, man, I think we would have seen his face had he not said the savage thing and caused his public relations people to contact him. I'm telling you.
You don't see his face until them cuts and shit is closed up. Period. That's the name of the game.
Mike, you over there messing with your motherfucking volume, man?
Man, I'm telling you, Ness, man, it just everybody I love in the game, we lose. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, we done lost.
Cut it. Hate to do it to you, champ, but you know it's 1:30 each, and I've been leaving my mastermind here just sitting there. I ain't even see you there, champ. I hope you having a good day in that truck today.
BoxingWords.com.
Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingWords.com.
Nah, you're good, Ness. I just barely hopped on, champ. You good? With the as far as the mandatory thing, that's kind of weird. I'm curious to see how it really plays out in WBC because I don't remember when exactly they called for the vacant title shot after Keith was hurt, but I know it was well over a year that he had been out. So that is interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I'm in no rush to see Errol back, and for anybody thinking that you can jump in with Danny Garcia and not be 100%, you're foolish. Danny Garcia will give you a tough fight when you're at 100%. Anything less, and he likely will get you. You know, the Porter fight was close. You know, there is a group of people who feel like he won that. He had a split decision with Keith Thurman. So people are wild, man. Danny ain't that guy just to be looked at. He's just gonna get ran through. So if I'm Earl,
man down.
I take the IBS man if I can. No, I'm saying you can't get in 100%, and not be 100% with Danny Garcia. I'm an Errol Spence fan, but
Earl can
I'm
be
not gonna overlook Danny Garcia.
and beat Danny. Man down.
Man, this boy Mike's so disrespectful.
You're a fool for that. You're a fool for that. Errol could be
90% Earl, but let's go.
But not Danny. No, sir. Danny, y'all can't overlook Danny like that, man. That dude, we done seen him overlooked it plenty of times. He always comes through, so.
Oh, yo, somebody said Nez be cutting motherfuckers on his show. Dog, it's a timer per call. Like, what you want? People to just sit up here and tell us their whole life story? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to time people, man. CYP on the boomerang. What up?
Yo. But listen up, though. I was one of the people who was complaining about the cuts. Now, if somebody cooking, I say let the motherfuckers cook. I ain't saying that just for me. I mean for anybody. But shit, I get the timer. I ain't hating on the timer. But sometimes motherfuckers be saying some shit, and it'd be funny and it'd be entertaining, and that would make the show better. All right, look. Danny Garcia cannot afford a third loss at the welterweight division. Most great fighters that we call great did not take 3 losses in their fucking division to top dude. The third one will kill you off. That's why Danny wants the money fights. He wants the Pacquiao. He wants the Earl. He ain't tripping if he loses to that because he gonna get that money. But we not gonna care nothing about that, man. If he loses to a 40-year-old Pacquiao, if he loses to Errol Spence again, and Porter, and Thurman, it's over for him at 147. Over. That's why he's not gonna take no Porter shot for no fucking WBC belt. Porter beat that ass. Let me stop. Let me over-exaggerate. If Porter beats him again, and that dude loses again at the welterweight division to top class, it's a wrap for Danny. Let's stop imagining this shit and quit being imaginary. Danny Garcia don't got the goods at 147, but he is an elite fighter. Danny Garcia does not have the goods at 147, but he is an elite fighter. Lastly, if y'all ain't got nothing good to say about American boxing, it's probably because you EAD, eating too much dick. Holla at your boy.
So, Mike, what's Andre Berto's biggest welterweight win?
Andre birthday, bro? I don't know, man. Victor Ortiz or something like that.
Okay. And you know, he's still out here about to make a comeback. Like,
he's not gonna beat anybody at the top either, though. Like, can bring up. He's not gonna beat anybody. Like, he's not gonna. We've seen him already go in there against Sean Porter and get dominated, manhandled, roughed up, whatever you want to call it. He's not gonna beat anybody at the top, man. Maybe him and Danny should fight.
Maybe, but I don't think that their careers are over because they can't beat, in your guys' eyes, the top.
Nobody said their career was over. Yes. Nobody said that.
I mean, that's how y'all acting. My man said, he said Danny can't afford to have another loss at the welterweight division. That's why I brought up Berto. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, like, 3 to the top guys. I mean, it's just a president that says you can't be the top guys, but you can still go on and fight and have meaningful fights and have like mid-level fights that are very, very.
But Marquez lost 4 times to Pacquiao.
That's some shit that Top Rank had 4-time running back to back to back. I don't
You
know.
know, what was
I
it,
don't
4
know what's going
or
on with
3?
that.
Was it? I thought they had 5 fights, so he ain't never want to get a
They had
5th.
4. They had
Okay,
4.
so he lost 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't
How did he keep
understand.
on getting the fucking fights again? Though?
Because
That's
they
my question.
closed. They closed the same way people thought Danny and Porter was close. If they close
I
fights,
didn't
they
think
close
Danny and
fights.
Porter was.
And
I
they
didn't
was
think Danny.
pay-per-view, and they was selling. They was selling. You know what I'm saying? It was Pacquiao and the Mexican family. You know, Marquez still to the... I was just in Mexico, bruh. And we went to an authentic Mexican restaurant in Cancun. And I promise you the waiter, you know, he was making conversation. That's how he about the roll. Yo, I'm yeah. This motherfucker. Yo, Mike just truly rolled off on me in the middle of my story. I'ma just keep telling y'all because I know y'all out there. At least I know you guys are there. This dude just left me. But anyway, man, I'm in this authentic Mexican restaurant, and obviously the waiter's making small talk. But first, let me tell you how he got me in this motherfucker. I wish I would have had the vlog going for this. We walking down the street, bro, and he's out in the sidewalk with the menu, right? Now, there's a bunch of restaurants, so I'm assuming that the first restaurant is where he's working at. It wasn't. But as I started to follow him to his quote-unquote restaurant, so many other people doing the same thing that he was doing was trying to steal me from him. Like, yo, come to my restaurant. Look, I got the chairs out here. I got the music playing. We got seafood. And it's like, nah, I'm going with him. You know, because it's like, damn, my man already hustled me. I'm going to let him fucking get his money. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't care that I said no. It was like the entire walk, people trying to get me to go to their restaurant. So, long story short, you know, he asked me what I do. I tell him I'm in town for the convention and stuff, and he immediately goes to Canelo, and you know how this Kovalev fight, he's not feeling it. You know, all he could remember was the dude from England that Canelo beat, and he thought it was a farce. He's like, you know, who was that dude? Every time Canelo hit him, he went down. That shit was set up. He didn't remember Triple G. I had to help him with the fucking name, and then, you know, when I finally said Triple G, you know, is when he kind of got it. But to him, it was Marquez. Like, that's all he would bring up. It's like, man, it's that Canelo's no Marquez. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I was obviously around for Marquez's career. I'm going to have to go back and see what are these huge wins because, you know, I don't know. You know, I think that the one that sticks out obviously is the Pacquiao win. I'm sure he's got some other shit in between there. I also remember him maybe losing to like a dude from Thailand. I don't know, man, but Marquez always, I remember his career vividly. Like, he always fought Pacquiao and then fought some tune-ups, just waiting for that Pacquiao rematch. Like that, he was infamous for that, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, man, the dude loved Marquez, man. It was crazy. They definitely love Mark. Oh, look who we got. We got JD in Texas, and it looks like Alex and what is it that considered? That's not North Cal, right? Is that where is Fresno? Fresno, is that where
There's no Cal.
Little
I think it's like Northern California.
Gabriel Flores.
Fresno.
Where's Gabriel Flores from? Yo, talk about Gabriel Flores. Yo, you see what I'm saying about the machine that is Top Rank, Mike? Why they so disrespectful to their fighters, right? When they signed Gabriel Flores, who was 16, you know, they say, oh, the youngest guy we ever signed to ever get signed to Top Rank at 16. Now they signed this dude, Xander Zayas, at 17 and completely lie about him being the youngest that they ever signed. It's like the Lomachenko thing. Like, they erased his loss. Like, bro, they just doing whatever they want over there on ESPN. I'm telling you, man. I mean, it's scary how powerful that machine is. You know, it would be good if all of boxing was there. We would probably grow tremendously. Because, man, the narratives, the force is strong with that one.
Yeah, I don't know how powerful it is. I know it's easy to tell people something that you're probably not going to get a lot of hardcore fans, or most of the fans are going to be like casual fans, so it's easy for them to believe. But when you like hardcore fans like you seen it, like as soon as you heard it, like he's not the youngest, you know what I'm saying? Like when they seen Lomachenko, like Twitter had a whole fun day with that, you know what I'm saying? Like being 14-0, even Adrian Broner brought it up in one of his interviews, saying,
But
how
that's
the hell
the thing,
he
Mike.
14-0?
They never gonna lose us. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. They never gonna lose us. It's the casuals that we got to worry about them turning into sheep.
But we can always come back to that, like social media and what we're doing now. Like you can always combat the hypocrisy and the lies.
Absolutely, man. And that's why I always say that I wish that you and I can grow to the level of the Young Turks, because that's what they are. They're their own news network. You can't shut them down now, and they give you, the difference between Fox and whoever, right? And but you still have to find someone like that to teach you that, is what I'm saying. So yes, ESPN is still very powerful at what they do. They can definitely put a spell over you with the hoopla that they sell, because I seen HBO do it. Everybody likes to use Roman Chocolatito as their example, but I like to use Triple G. Triple G is a dude that they just said, yo, this is going to be the guy. This is going to be the guy, and we're going to get behind him, and that's that, And they did, and it was simple. And I watched them do it with Linares, and it blew up in their face. 2 fights back to back. It's like, no, Linares, he's great. He's great. He's great. He's trained by Freddie Roach. He's great. He's with Tekken Promotion. He's great. He's great. Put him in with DeMarco, bodies him. Put him in there. No, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. He hung out in Japan too long. Bring him right back versus a dude named Sergio Thompson. He kicks his ass live on HBO. And then we find out my man's nickname is Yayo. They should have told him that before he signed the contract. Never fight a dude named Yayo. I'm telling you. Let me go out to JD in Texas, man. I'm telling you, but the machine is the machine.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to do, so just try to get on my game. I don't know why they gonna call me for I'm a 54-pounder, but I have a brother that's at 160.
Yo, shout out to you, man, for going up there asking the tough questions, you know what I mean, at that WBC convention, man. Listen, that being said, Danny Garcia, for everybody that's writing him off, like, what the fuck, man? What part of the game is this? That dude is a top fighter. Even in his 2 losses, well, one was both of them was questionable, to be honest with you. I mean, they went down to the wire. But I still want to see him. It's 2 more fights that I want to see him. And Errol Spence is one, and Crawford is the other one. You know what I'm saying? If they a top fighter, let's mix it up with all the top fighters. You know what I'm saying? See what the outcome will be. Styles make fights. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had, man. That and I just heard you say something. Even the Mexicans out there don't even respect Canelo, man. With that bull, that bullshit.
I mean, that was one Mexican.
Fight, man.
That was one Mexican, champ. Like, come on, really?
Yo, even they don't respect the guy, man. Come on, man. Fuck out of here with that Rocky Field and shit, man. Fight Charlo.
Hey, man. Not everybody could be Fielding. I want to see more dudes move up and beat Fielding, man. Let me see them do it, man. Let me see them do it. Hey, yo, as a Charlo fan, you ain't calling yesterday, yo. What happened? Charlo versus Benavidez. What you got?
Yeah, they didn't make that official.
Yo. You heard him, Mike? You heard him? What happened, bro?
Hey, wait. Yo, on some real shit, though, like, damn, man, let's make these fights at 160. All these dudes jumping around and shit, man. Fuck is going on?
Yo, I can't believe this, bruh.
Can we see who the best is at 160 first? God
Free
damn.
smoke, free smoke, hey, free smoke, free smoke.
You gotta go up and down, up and down.
All I'm saying is make your own lane, champ. Yo, JD, man, we be back. Holla at us when you want that boomy. We going out to Alex. Talk to me.
What up, Alex?
What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning.
What
Morning,
up?
that's
Yo,
fine.
don't forget to get with DiBiase. He gonna remake your shit. You gotta get
I know. I hit him up already. We got something brewing. We got something brewing. Hey, I ain't even had my coffee yet, man. I had to call in, put my hat into the Danny hat, man. Everyone's counting Danny Garcia out, man.
Like they
we
always
beat Thurman.
do.
You remember that's when he beat Thurman, right?
I don't know about all that though.
Thurman took the last 3 rounds off, my nigga. Come on, man.
Yup, you're right, Mike. So, so Danny, they shouldn't count Danny out. I'm not saying I'm picking Danny over Earl, but all I'm saying is there's going to be a hell of a fight if that happens. But I don't think Earl should fight Danny right off the bat. Earl was just in that car accident, man. That shit looked horrible, man. He needs to maybe, like you guys said, fight that small dude or something. Give him something easy real quick. I wouldn't mind a little diet on that one. I wouldn't mind a little PBC diet for him right now. Hey, because PBC does have a diet. You see Chris Hogan fighting Charlo. And then you're seeing this guy Gallimore, whoever his name was. I never heard of him fighting Lupin.
Man, you wildin'. That's your problem. I mean, that's your problem. You a casual fan or you only a Top Rank fan. That's why you don't know Nathan Gallimore because he ain't no nobody.
Come on, bro. I watch boxing.
He ain't no nobody.
I watch every fight you guys watch.
For you to say you don't know who Nathan Gallimore is, I mean, you showing your casual side.
Yeah, right. You guys boosted him up a little bit more because he's PBC.
Boosted him up?
But
fight, bro.
Hey, but real quick, I want to talk
respect.
I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about you guys saying Top Rank lying. Tom Rank didn't lie. That dude I can't pronounce his name.
Xander
Zayas. Yeah, that dude. Then they're not lying. He is the youngest signed. He beat Gabriel Flores by 2 months. That's why when he was signed, Gabriel Flores actually gave him congratulations and everything.
But I thought they signed. They signed Gabe at 16.
16. They signed the other dude 2 months before his age. Age-wise, he beat him by 2 months.
How, bro? They just
said
he's 17.
But they probably signed him
when he was 16 now.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, they signed him when he was 16. He's fighting at 17 because in Nevada he could fight at 17.
So they doing shit on purpose. You see that, Mike? See that, Mike? They're like, nah, make sure you find him 2 months younger.
Yeah, man.
So we can use the same headline again. Yo, you out of here, man. Your time up. Get your boomerang on. We going out to NO on the Mastermind. Talk to me.
Whoa, what up, NO?
Whoa. We sound, dog. You heard me? Look, that's, you know that shit that you were talking about with the restaurants and shit? I gotta put you on game, dog. Look, next time you go out there, you play everybody against each other. That's how you get the best deal, you heard me? I had I had everything lit when I went out there. I said, look, check this out, dog. I'll mess with your restaurant, but Johnny told me he got the best fight out to you, dig, and you be fucking over people. That boy like, what? Johnny said all of them know each other. So I'm playing everybody against each other. I'm talking about I done hit a whole lick out that, dog. You heard me? Now, going back to this box, that's some street shit, dig, you know what I'm saying? But look, with the Spence fight, dog, I think you need to go ahead, fight the mandatory, get that out the way, you know what I'm saying? Cause you
Which one, though? Which one?
Correct.
Which one? Because the WBC said he got to fight Danny first, then he handle the IBF. But which one you want him to fight first?
I would rather the other, but if he take the Danny fight, he must be capable of fighting that type of fight. I would rather if he can do the Danny fight, I'll do that fight. But if he can't, well, I mean, whoever you fight, that's how you gonna know what type of shape he really in. If he fight Danny, he really all right. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it's a Danny fight next and get that shit out the way. But man, look, I heard Charlo and Eubanks supposed to get it in, dog. What's wrong with that? I ain't hearing nothing about that.
I mean, Eubank got to fight with
How
Matt
y'all feel
I
about
tried to
Korobov.
that?
defend it, bro. I tried to make it a big
Eubank
fight, but
got to
niggas was shitting on it.
Eubank got to fight with Matt Korobov on the undercard. You know what I'm saying?
So
Charlo's
if
a
he win
champion
that,
though.
if he win that, that's a legitimate fight.
Charlo's a champion though. You know what I'm saying? Eubank's a contender. You know what I mean? We just trying to get Charlo to fight a champion. You know, that's what he want. He said that.
What
That's his
champion he
quote.
gonna fight?
That's his quote.
What champion he gonna fight, Ness?
I'm saying, you know,
What champion he gonna fight?
we trying to build that smoke up. Let me see where you at on this time. Yeah, I gotta let you go, but we trying to build that smoke up for you know, Charlo and Andre, you know, Charlo and Alvarez, Charlo and Golovkin, you know, and most newly Charlo and Benavidez. Those are the fights that, you know, he wants. He also said that he would move up or down for other champions. So, you know, maybe there's other champions at 68 that he want, or maybe a Julian Williams rematch at 54. He did say, I'll hire a specialist in the press conference. So, you know, I don't believe any of those, like, you know, tough losing weight fights. It ain't worth it. You're already a WBC champ up there. You got the belt the dudes want. Tony P. What up? Actually, Tony, hold on. We got Edric Rose on the line. What up, Kid Flash? Talk to me.
What up, man? Shit, great. Yeah, man, great show today, man, this morning. That's crazy how Top Rank could do that. You know what I'm saying? They just say stuff. I mean, the Xander thing was true, but the whole Lomachenko thing, I didn't even realize that until you pointed it out, man, on the show, and I was like, damn, I had to go watch it again. I was like, wow, that's crazy. They could just do that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, casuals don't know the difference. They just going to sit there and take whatever you say. The face value, man. Earl need to come back and fight his mandatory, because I don't think his mandatory looked that good against Agent Collazo. Even though Collazo was dangerous, you know, I lived in the Bronx, and I sparred a lot of people over there. I've seen him spar live, and I've seen him fight dogs and put the hands on them. So Collazo's not no pushover. I mean, he might not be world class, but I'm telling you, if you fight Collazo, you're gonna be in for a fight, you know. So I think that dude would be a good first fight for Earl, just to measure and see where he's at. So shit, that's my call. December, I'll be fighting out here in Phoenix. I'm gonna sign with Iron Boy Promotions. Out here, it's a local company. They're pretty big out here, probably the biggest out here.
Yeah, I know them, dog.
I'll be fighting in
I
December.
know them, man. That's what's up. I know Iron Boy. So my boy is gonna be able to commentate your fights. His name is Jameson Meyer.
Hell yeah, you gotta get my interview, man. You gotta get my interview, man.
For sure, man. I told you once you get close to the fight, I'm gonna get to some other callers. But yeah, man, we got you. Ohio runs boxing. Talk to me.
What's up, guys?
What up?
What up? Make this quick. Ness, I got what you were saying when you talking about how top rank, or you know, they get behind fighters and boost them up. I get it, but you think Triple G was a hype job? I just don't find that. I just, to me, it's kind of crazy, man. If he's fighting competitive fights with the elite, and now people still say he was a hype job, bro. He proved himself by being in competitive fights at the elite level. Jeff Lacey is a guy who was a hype job. You know, when he stepped up, he didn't have a competitive fight. It's almost like college football. I know you don't watch it, but I'm in Columbus, Ohio State.
Man, I just don't get it, bro.
They used to have weak schedules, bro.
You think it's a coincidence it took him this long to fight the elite?
No. What I'm saying is, you can't say that he's exposed or he was a hype job when he's having a competitive fight with elite competition. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell me Triple G is not good. That's what you can't tell me. That's what I'm saying. Even if you hate him, well, he had competitive fights. I'm giving you fighters. When we said Jeff Lacey, people thought he was the goods, bro. They was behind Jeff. And when he stepped,
I did not cut you. That's your internet.
No, I'm not saying you. Oh, but yeah, but that's just all I'm saying, man. Like I said, football, Ohio State used to have weak schedules, when they played big national championship games, they used to get their ass.
Now that's your 130. That is me cutting. Look, man, you absolutely right. Triple G ain't a hype job, but HBO hyped him up. He just wasn't what they advertised, is all. You know? As soon as he fought the dudes, and he still ain't fight all the dudes. Like, look at what he did. He avoided Derevchenko a year ago, you know? And now we see why, you know? He avoided Charlo, you know? He avoided Jacobs for some time, you know? I mean, dog, he was fighting 54 pounds. That's what I'm saying. They built him up. They hyped him up to us as this pound for pound killer, and he avoided Ward. He wouldn't move up. He wouldn't meet Ward, bruh. He wouldn't meet Ward. Like, my biggest interview is Ward saying, stop lying to the people. Like, stop lying to the people, man. Like, come on, you this killer, but you can't move up. Everybody else moving up. Floyd moved up. Everybody moves up for that great fight, especially, you know, for Triple G at that time. He didn't have a Canelo fight under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Him and Ward was that fight to make. And Lawfer, Abel, and Triple G did everything to say that fight. Come on, they did the same thing that Eddie did to Wilder. Oh, he ain't popular. They was crazy, man. Come on, bro. Listen. Yeah, they hyped him the fuck up. Is he decent? He a decent fighter. But they hyped him the fuck up. Come on, man. Jack Kulklay win a 10-round decision with Sergey Derevchenko. Like, come on, man. This shit is all relevant. It's all relevant, man. You know, it's people he could have fought. But he kept fighting the Vanezes, he made Gabe move up early. Gabe was at 54, like, fuck it, let's bring him up. You know? Rubio. And that's why I give him credit to an extent, because, like, boom, he knocked out Rubio, and then fucking Darrell goes 10 with Rubio. So it's like, whoa. But anyway, man, let me
put your boy down too, didn't you?
Who's my boy?
Curtis.
Well, that's the fight that I realized he had a chin. I told you that. I always say that. You know? And Curtis ain't my boy. Curtis ain't my boy. That was just my litmus test for the power. You know, because Curtis lost to Jesse Brinkley way before Gennady beat him.
Yeah, I think Gennady's you know what I'm saying, he's a good fighter. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. But the
Hall of who?
I have to say
Hall of who?
Famer.
What's his Hall of Fame win?
Jacobs. Had a fight with Canelo that people thought he won the first time.
I don't know.
If you don't think Gennady's the Hall of Famer, something wrong there. It's like you got to think about that for real.
Yo, you saying that his Hall of Fame, the fight that gets him in the Hall of Fame is his win over Jacobs?
You asked me what was his Hall of Fame win? I'm saying that's the biggest win. Jacobs, and he had fights with Canelo that could have went either way, but I had Canelo winning both fights. But people have other opinions about that.
That's a good show. That's a good show. That's a good show to do. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Wow, I didn't think that was even a question.
What? Man, I'm gonna take this caller. Google. Can you Google it so I can take this call? Find out what does it take to be in the Hall of Fame?
Bro, we tried that already, my nigga.
It don't come up.
Rocky Balboa in that bitch. If Rocky in that bitch, Gennady gonna be in that
my
bitch.
Nigga, Rocky changed 10 million.
He never fought in the ring for real.
Rocky changed 10 million more people's lives than Gennady will ever change. Yo, whatever Gennady
Don't say that.
What?
Because he got a whole little pipeline.
Man, I don't give a fuck what pipeline he got. Rocky,
so
Rocky makes people every day. Every day. Rocky makes people want to be boxers. Get your ass out of here.
Mr. Infojo. Tell
them the truth, yo. Tell them the truth.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Infojo.
presented by my brother.
Tell them the truth, yo. Tell them the truth.
What's up, TB?
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, TBV fam. Am I clear?
What up, Joe? Joe, is Gennady Golovkin a Hall of Famer?
Yeah. I would have to say not. I don't know about first ballot, but I think he would with all the accolades that he accomplished. I think we had 3 belts at one time. Yeah, but not first ballot though. No, I don't think so. My opinion. Yo, good job in Cancun, Ness.
Thank you, bro.
You asked the questions, man, that we all wanted to know. Hey, but I got a question that you got to ask for me. How was the bud in Mexico?
Trash. Trash, bro. That shit is controlled, man. Let me tell you, bro. You know what? That's an untitled story. I can't even get that shit out right here. I got to do that on an untitled. But, bro, that shit is controlled, okay? Control. It's crazy too, man. I don't like. I need to connect, man. I need to connect, and I'm pretty sure. Depending where you at, that shit won't even help you, man. I'm telling you. Wait till my untitled. That shit was crazy, yo.
Hey, when you get a chance, man, can you post on Patreon the judging rules that they go by, so we all can have a look at it.
Pictures. Yeah. That'll be.
And
good.
y'all don't. We all can look at it, man, and kind of be on the same page. But everybody don't sleep on Danny. I don't think he should take on Danny Spence. Rather, shouldn't take on Danny next. He should take on his other mandatory, or but not Danny right now.
All right. We got.
Kind of boy the not Danny right now.
This looks like Miguelito.
Miguelito, what's going on, brother?
Hey, fellas, I'm just listening, man. But thank you, guys.
Good morning,
Tony P.
Tony P.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yo, I want to make a case for franchise champion because I actually like it.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
You ready?
About time.
You the boss, man.
All right, check it. Now, my vibe with this whole thing is like, when you look at Canelo, when you look at Deontay, and when you look at Lomachenko, these dudes are probably the main reason why PBC, Top Rank, and Golden Boy has gotten network deals. If they were to lose to a lesser fighter, I really feel that would jeopardize some of those big network deals. If Lomachenko lost to Haney, if Wilder lost to White,
real quick, you're more worried about the network and the promoters' deals than you're worried about the actual fights that go on in the ring.
Well, no, of course, as a fan, I want to see the fights, but I'm just accepting the reality that, like, if I'm a promoter, the even more powerful than the fighters is my ability to get a network deal. Canelo is getting how much off of Dazn? Like $350 million, right?
Yes, 365.
Okay, so how much money goes to Golden Boy so they could pay Ryan Garcia or Virgil Ortiz? The same goes for Lomachenko and Top Rank.
Golden Boy has a separate contract than Canelo. That's what they stipulated when they came to the table.
No, of course they do. But my point is, if Canelo loses, that deal may be in jeopardy, and not the day he loses, but like over the course of his.
Cut it. Try again next time, homie.
Why don't you feel what he's saying, Mike?
One thing, if Canelo loses, then Golden Boy automatically is going to have a deal in jeopardy. That's like saying AJ lost. Now what, Eddie Hearn? Fuck everybody else you got on your roster. We ain't fucking with you no more. That makes no sense. Just my perspective.
We got super chats from Jay Cooley. Dude, you got straight Spence haters in the chat. Jay Cooley on the double take. Ness, stop it. Seriously, Danny not beating Earl, and Peterson beat Danny, and you think Danny could beat Spence? Don't be delusional like Bud fans. Ohio runs boxing says it's Ohio. Sean Porter curse. Keith Thurman car accident and surgeries. Kell Brooks stabbed after the Porter fight. And now Earl, a bunch of eye emojis. Damn, Sean Porter curse. Rod in the 870 says it was 2-1-1. Pac-Man in that series. Really 2-2. He's talking about the Marquez. And so is CYP when he says, sorry, Marquez lost twice, 1 draw, 1 win, and not the same weight class. Nice try. I said 3 top losses in the same division. And we got another one from Rod in the 870. He says, thank you all facts on GGG. No, thank you all facts ness on GGG. Saying it for years. So I guess he means that he thinks Triple G was not the, the big hype guy that people made him out to be. Stonebone Boxing told me.
What up, Stonebone?
What up, y'all? What up? Hey, it's true that these dudes are getting deals off of the backs of dudes, but a loss won't nullify a $1 billion deal. Like we was talking about, the Matchroom and the Zone deal was rumored to be 900 and some million, almost $1 billion, and AJ deal is $100 million deal. So what about the other 800 million, 900 million that the Zone is playing with in the USA? It's not just about, it's about content. It ain't about them just buying fighters. They know these fighters might lose, but if the content is good enough, they can sell a loss. Look at the Zone. They running around saying they're more better off the AJ loss. We're more popular. It's a bigger fight now. So it's
They
not
did
just about,
say that.
yeah, he said that to you in the
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's not just about they can't, if a Wilder lose or, well, oh, if that was the case, Wilder was a draw. It's not a win. It's not a loss. But hasn't the PBC got even bigger since the Wilder Fury draw? Absolutely. The Fox deal is amazing, huge. So, and as far as this, the mandatory, we knew what was going to happen. We knew Ugas wasn't going to be the mandatory. We knew it was going to be Danny Garcia because of Al Heyman put Danny in that ring. And Al Heyman got swayed just like Doug King had. You know, he can get a number 1 to a mandatory. It ain't, or a number 2 to a mandatory.
Cut it.
Davidian.
What up, Davidian?
Oh, hey, can y'all hear me? What's up, Mike? What's up, Ness? How y'all doing? Just great show as always. I'm just glad Earl's okay, so he could just take time off and, heal them wounds. I was hearing it was a tooth. It's a bunch of teeth. I don't know. But just as long as he come back, and when he do, I just think he going to be better than ever. So whoever he fight, I like Danny Garcia or whoever the other guy is. Fight. He can, because I missed prior to the show, like I was listening, I heard some other dude, but whoever he fight, I think, Earl gonna do what Earl be doing. Win fights, and, that's what I'm hoping for, because I'm just glad he's okay. So for right now, he can rest, and, I can't wait for Saturday, Canelo versus Kovalev. I just want to see how Canelo does, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm one of the few people that think Sergey can beat Canelo, but I think people are sleeping on Kovalev, but we'll see Saturday. Hope I'm wrong, because I do like Canelo, but if he get messed up, man, that won't be good. But that's my call, and God bless.
All right, Davidian, thanks for calling in. Mastermind Boomerang NL, talk to me.
ANO is Triple G a Hall of Famer?
I mean, just if you look at the title defenses alone, that's gonna slide him in the gate, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he a first ballot, but he going in that Hall of Fame. He had too much hype behind him. He got all them down. They count title defenses with the IBO, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna put him in there, though.
The WBA regular.
Yeah. I mean the regular, the WBA regular. So I mean the fix is in, dog. So it is what it is. Like if you've been a champ for that long, had that many title defenses, dog. I don't see how you're not gonna get in there. Now he didn't take the Wars fight, the fight that everybody wanted him to take. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to take the fight where he felt like he was the bigger man against Canelo. Cool, you lost that fight. I ain't gonna lie, I had Triple G winning the first one, but it was a close fight, could have won either way. So, I mean, then he ain't fight nobody after that, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, fight one of these other dudes, man, I'm tired of seeing this. Like, the Danny fight a good fight with Spence, dog. But, like, I just don't believe Granados puts you in a position to fight the champ, the unified champ. Like, if you, you see what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with Danny. It's just like he ain't doing nothing to get the shot. That's all, though. Like, ain't nobody doing nothing to get the.
Remember, Derevchenko got a shot at Gennady for fighting fucking Jack Coolclay.
60 seconds.
Some people get a shot.
Yeah,
like, look. Derevchenko fought Coolclay, got a shot at Gennady.
Danny got 100 shots, but listen.
And so did Derevchenko. He got a shot at fucking Jacobs for fighting the same dude probably. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some dudes get more title shots than others. Like Jamal ain't been able to get a shot at Gennady, but Derevchenko got one and one at Jacobs. But you know.
Now, which one the better fight? Which one you feel like the better fight?
Which one is the better fight between which one? I don't even know which one. Which one is the better fight between who? Jacobs. I mean, look, I want Jamal to get his shot like everybody else got their shot. Fuck, Derevchenko got 2 shots. Jamal, you know, he ain't get no shots at
10 seconds
at a Jacobs. Or I mean, he gonna get a shot at Jacobs now because Jacobs #1. So he gonna get that after this fight. 2 weeks later, WBC gonna mandate something. That's what they ruled. So
is Jacobs gonna be competing at 160 or 168, or he's going in between?
Well, exactly. Remember, you know, if you got somebody there, campaigning for you, representing you, and you know, maybe they say, look, he's still campaigning at both. He doing his Chavez fight, which isn't it's not a dangerous fight. Get a little big money, get your cachet up, come right back down, fight the champ. And that's how you validate that belt. You know, you fight it and beat a Jacobs, that's a WBC champ. What's
Chavez's biggest win?
Chavez?
Yeah. What's Chavez's biggest win off the top of your head?
Sebastian Zbik, maybe? Andy Lee?
Okay.
Andy Lee, yeah.
168, so he won't be sucked down. It might be a good fight. Might be a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Andy Lee's the biggest that I can remember. That's not a bad win, especially since him and fucking Peter Quinlan ended up having a draw, and then the only other guy to beat Andy Lee was Billy Joe Saunders. We got Steve. Talk to me.
How you doing?
Good morning, brother.
All right. Hey, you don't think he'll try to shoot for? I'm talking about Spence. You don't think he'll try to shoot for the Pacquiao fight?
I mean, listen, they might offer Pacquiao like, hey, you want to hurt Spence? You want to fight Spence off the injury, off this car accident?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
You never know, man. You never know, man. Listen, you never ever know. But that would be.
I think Pacquiao might look at that as like a weakness, and he might be okay with that.
No, I hear you, man. That would be some sort of a plan for Pacquiao, I guess.
And, you know, that's money to be made. He's not going to turn that down because that's big-ass money.
Yeah, man. I mean, I see it. I could see someone trying to get that going.
Hey, let me ask you something about, I like your interviews that you did out there in Cancun. Hey, can I ask you a question about that? About what you said up to the WBC guy?
Sure.
Now, isn't it ironic that he's absolutely against amateur or the pros fighting in the Olympics, but yet for Lomachenko, he brought up the fact that he's got 2 gold medals. Isn't that kind of hypocritical?
Well, they still believe in the amateur system. Like I told you, they had someone petition for the WBC to step in full throttle, create their own gold medal, and eventually have the amateurs love the WBC gold medal over the Olympic gold medal because they feel that the Olympic gold medal is being tarnished.
That's gonna be tough, right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but it's longevity
under
plan,
that
man.
system,
Longevity
but-
plan. That's why you need the Lomachenkos and the Usyks and the Wilders repping your belt, man, and getting that 3%.
Yeah, I just found that hypocritical that he don't want pros in the Olympics, but yet he's using what he did in the Olympics for this title.
Nah,
It
man, I
just
think
didn't
he was
sound
just
like-
under pressure in the interview and really couldn't come up with anything to defend the stance. Listen, the fact that the man fought for a vacant WBC versus Luke Campbell, and then never defended it and is emeritus, franchise champion, that is inexcusable. And that's why he was, doing what he did.
Who's this guy again on the call?
Steve. And
Yeah,
Steve,
man,
thanks for calling in.
Your argument got like some holes in it, bro. Like, even though he brought up Lomachenko, what he did in amateurs, when he did it, he was still a amateur. He hadn't turned pro. Mr. Suleiman whole position about the pros and the amateurs, like professional fighters who has turned pro should not go back and fight in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get what you were trying to say.
Yeah, but I told you that I thought the camera was off. The problem was that it was the part of the interview that was in Spanish when I was talking in Spanish, and he did call Haney a kid. He called him a jovencito, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so now the WBC is protecting people. You know what I mean? So are they calling Jamal Charlo a jovencito too? Is Jamal too little of a guy to face Canelo, and that's why they created that franchise champion? And that's all I'm saying. There's holes in Steve's argument, but there's holes in Suleiman's defense. But that being said, we have gotten to everyone.
Did he mean it from like a perspective that of age, or like from like a fighting perspective? Like, if he,
I'm assuming from look, if you want to think logically, he's got to be thinking from a fighting perspective. Because age you can't because you just let David Benavidez fight for the title and become the youngest champion ever twice. So there's no again, he can't, and I told him that off camera during the talent show. I went back and I just I apologized and let him know, like, look, I hope it didn't come off as an interrogation, but there's just flaws in your argument. The fact that you call him a jovencito but you let David Benavidez do it makes no sense. You're robbing Haney of becoming the youngest champion. The same way Top Rank is saying, hey, now we got Xander Yaez, the youngest guy we signed. Well, Haney could have broke that record. He could have became the youngest WBC champion, and he was not allowed that because he's jovencito, which translates to, the young guy, a little young guy. Little kid. I'm telling you, there's no other way to put it. But anyway, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Help us get to the next milestone. What are we trying to get to? I think we got to get to 110,000, and we get to the next little milestone that we can post up. So if you're just tuning in, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Lets other people know that we're here rocking out. And if you subscribe, you'll get that notification because more than likely we'll be doing another news headline that pops up.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Big ups to everybody out there in the chat. And yeah, man. Peace out.
Space.